Going on? It is early in the morning. I think it's like 12, maybe going on 1 o'clock. I don't really know. But I just know, I just felt like I saw a YouTuber did a blackout, and I really liked it. So I was like, let me try. I'm being a little copycat. And I just felt like I just wanted to have a heart to heart conversation with you guys. And everything is by owning your truth, whatever that it may be. Um, this life can tear you to too many pieces, so many pieces. And also, it can really give you joy at the same time. So, I just honestly believe that in this lifetime, choose, it's like the red or blue pill, like in a matrix or whatever. And I just feel like if you're going to choose, try to choose positivity, try to choose happiness, and just things that we could do to control, I guess I want to say, like, our mindset of things or whatever, so that we could so we could get to our true selves. That's what I'm trying to get at, whatever that it may be, whoever you are, whoever you want to become. And that's the beauty of life that I love about being a human being. When we think about it, we're more than just humans. We're God's creatures, but we're also God's children. And when we start to realize that, when we tap into, prime example, when you look at your mother and your father or whatever, and you look at yourself, you have a genetic bond or whatever, however you want to say it. And what I mean by that is that it's tapped into your DNA. Some of you may have your mom's nose or eyes or your daddy's lips, texture of hair, and all of these things, and some of the characteristics of your parents as well. Just like, let me see a characteristic, like one of my siblings, my brother, he picked up the piano from my mom. I picked up, and also he picked up being an artist. He knows how to draw. So I feel like I can draw, but not like my dad or my brother, but I picked up some of those things. And when I look at caring for people, and different characteristics of that, I get from my parents as well. Some things that are genetically tied into me. So when you think about being God's child, remember that you are a creator. God is a creator, and He gives us the tools. And it's tapped in us to create the better version of us. And I don't know, it was something I was listening to, was like, well, the reason why God didn't make you to be perfect, because He wanted you to experience some things and create your own life. Leave a little room. I guess we could say that. He gives us a little room for us to direct our own little world, our own reality, So I just believe that in the process of that, it's growing pains. I would tell anybody just trying to become a better version of yourself. But anything that you do anything I guess you do that is, I want to say, out of your norm, there's going to be turbulence, because you're bringing about a different change. And a lot of times we never like to really get out of change. We like to stay in a rut. Sometimes people like to stay, even though it may not be the best situation for them, but it's like, at least I know this situation. Like, being with someone, being in a relationship with someone, this person don't mean you no good, not trying to help you with your dreams, verbally abuse you, or, just not being consistent, just can't never show up. But it's like, well, at least I know that person. because you're comfortable in that mess. So it's like, do you believe that you can have more? Do you believe that you can have, better? Sometimes people be like, I don't want to start over. I don't want to start over because I got to deal with the same. I got to go through learning somebody all over again, getting to know somebody new and dealing with their BS and everything. It's like, well, why are you even creating that? Why don't you tell yourself, you know what, this situation is bad for me and I'm going to find a way to get myself out of this situation, and I desire. Start telling yourself what you desire. When you put desire in front of it, instead of saying I want. Want sounds more of like hope. And to me, hope is like a low vibration word. Okay? It's like you're not for sure. It's like I might. Like, no, it's a yes or a no. So I just feel like when you tell yourself, like if you're going to tell yourself, you know what, I desire to have a good man. I desire to have a provider. I desire to have a prayer partner. I desire to have a great husband, if I already said that or whatever. I desire to have a great life. I desire for my business to grow successfully. I desire to become the better version of myself. Like, I just believe, and I had to learn myself, and it's like I have to teach myself all over again every day, because a lot of things may come into your mind, and we get so busy dealing with life and everything else, and looking at the media and just a lot of things. So it's like, you have to get yourself back on track and tell yourself positive things, and tell yourself what you desire. Like, what is it that you really want? And people always say, they love to say, people say they want something, but they really don't know what they want. And I feel like this. That's true. And I feel like part of the reason is that we have so much clutter. So it's like when you start removing the clutter, you can really start to decide exactly what you want. And that is funny because some people say, oh, I desire to have a good husband, or I desire to have a good wife. Okay, well, what does it take? Or what is it about a good wife that you want? Okay, she look good, he look good, or whatever. What else about that person? Okay, that the money, Okay, what else about that person? Like, you can mention those things, but don't forget to mention how you want to be treated. What is the desire that you have for yourself? And do you like roses? Do you want someone to bring you tulips or roses? Consider you, just making you a priority. What are some of the things that you desire in a mate? And I just believe that it's so awesome to be a creator, and just to go back and go back, scratch that list if that's not the list you want. But you decide you want to do something different. It's okay. You could do that. It's a process. I mean, like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. These things are, I don't want to say complex, but you have time. Give yourself time. Don't be so hard on yourself. I mean, we're talking about creating a whole new reality, creating a whole new world. Like, what exists in your life? Like, how do you see your life? Like, it's so easy when people are like, well, what do you see yourself in 5 years? It's like, child, I'm trying to get to tomorrow. If I could just get to 5 o'clock and get out of traffic and go home, give me some dinner. Like, let me see that first instead of 5 years. Like, that's how my brain works. But I'm also trying to train myself in, okay, well, let me just take a little each day. What is it that I truly desire? It's good to put it on paper. Sometimes you can go back and you can reflect. And I just feel like it's good to get it out because it's not just in your head, you're writing it down. And that's the key thing to manifestation. You have to put yourself in a situation or where you know, like, okay, let me believe it in my mind. When you can hold it in your mind, have it in your, and write it down, visualize it, like, that is so important, and execute it. If you feel like, hey, you know what, like, I keep going back to relationship for some reason, it keeps bringing me back to relationship. If you know that you desire a mate, if you desire this soulmate or whatever, you desire a mate, husband, wife, what are you doing to get there? Like, what's in your bed? Like, how is your bed set up? Like, is it fresh, clean linen? Like, sometimes people say, well, I'm not going to even focus on that right now. Like, when I get my man, I know this is what I'm going to do, and do this and that. It's like, before the fire, you had to go prepare the logs, okay? You had to prepare to build the fire. Like, however you build your fire, it's steps. You don't start with the fire. It's preparation. It's like making a cake, making a cake comes with multiple ingredients. It depends on if you're making a box cake or if you make a homemade cake. All you know is the cake just doesn't just pop out. There is preparation. And I just believe that if you prepare yourself, if you open your heart, your mind to something different, then it's possible. It's so, so possible. Like, I'm going to give you a true testimony of mine on this self-love journey and everything. And I just had to release, like, a lot of baggage on who hurt me, why they hurt me. And I just started journaling. I just started writing it down. That's why I be like, write it down. Tear it up. Put fire to it. Whatever. It's yours. You are the creator. You can do whatever you want to do. It's free. Free 99. So I was like, what is it that's keeping me from love? Like, why is it that I know I'm a good person? And my friend, she was like, Jay, she was like, I just really hope. She said, I pray. She said, you have so much love, and I pray for you. She's like, I just hope that you're able to find somebody that can receive that from you. She's like, you got a lot of love to give. And I was like, she is so right. And so it just battled with me. And I was like, okay, what is really keeping me from love? Because I kept throwing it in the back of my mind, like in the back of my head, like, I ain't got time. I don't have time. And that was the energy that I was having. Before I knew it, years and years start passing by. And when she told me that, it was just like my life just flashed before me, like, whoa. I haven't been in a relationship in 5 years. That is a very long time. Like, what? And so I'm keeping it real with you all. And I just started just really trying to figure out, like, what is keeping me from love. But the one thing I always knew, if I wanted it, I can get it. So it was like my life I just didn't feel like dealing with her. I didn't feel like just getting with it. So I was just like, you know what? I was like, God damn, it's been 5 years since I had a boyfriend. I was like, oh my God. I say, okay, it's time. So in the process of this, I started visualizing myself on what I wanted, like how I wanted to be treated. And I was just like, I desire somebody just to hold my hand, like, just to hug me, just to tell me nice things. We enjoy each other's company, just a lot of that. And I just started visualizing. I don't really have a type. I want to say I wasn't really concerned about the type, because one thing I knew is that you have to be attracted to that person, like regardless. Like I don't put my mind. I'm a broad person. Like I'm not a person. Everybody have like a type. Like not everybody, but some people have a type. Like well, I like a guy with broad shoulders and he got to be at least over 5'9". Like that's not me. Like it's about how you treat me. And of course, you know, you want to wake up to somebody that is attractive. Like I don't want to say we all shallow, but we know what we like. You know, some people don't like pickles on their burgers or ketchup or tomatoes. Like, come on now, you know. So that's how I just started looking at the situation. I was like, you know what? I'm a visualizer because I know that when you visualize, it opens you up. It opens you up, and it's a powerful tool of manifestation. It really is. But first, I had to release some old blockages that was holding me back. So I think the key, it's not what I think. This is what I know. When I look back over when I wrote the letters on the men who hurt me, what I did was I was like, well, what is it about them? Let me take something positive, because it was like every time I thought about it, it was giving me a bad vibration. And I was like, oh my God, I need to get this out of me. So I was like, I can flip it. So what I did was I just started thinking about whenever their name would come to mind, if they came in a thought of my mind, I began to think of the good times that I did have. And that shifted my energy. It shifted my energy like no other. And after I started releasing it, like when they would come up, like their name or whatever would ring a bell in my mind or a memory, I would think about the happy times and the positive times. And when I did that, I started visualizing, daydreaming, whatever, of me attracting somebody that was better. And I started, thinking of things like I say, like I want somebody to be romantic with me. I want somebody to make me feel comfortable. I want somebody to hold my hand. I want somebody just to treat me well, and everything. And I want to say 2 weeks later, I end up getting that desire. I got it, and I wasn't focused on it, like when is it gonna come. That was another thing, because I was so much on a high vibration, because it was like that blackish. Once I released it, I was just feeling good about myself. I just thought just being positive, start telling myself positive things, and just start visualizing and just having a different attitude at work. Just a lot of things. My ride to work, I start preparing myself to get up a little early. That way I can, have my time to myself. Like, not to be so focused on the traffic, but to get through. And I wasn't in traffic when I was going to work. It was just like I was just in a positive place, in a positive mindset. And with that, I started attracting abundance my way. Money, checks started coming, people handed me money, just a lot of things. It's like my life just started aligning itself up because I released those blockages. And I wasn't focused on like, when is this guy gonna come and everything. When he came, oh my God, it was like no other. I'm like, it was kind of scary for me, because I'm like, I really did it. Like, I knew I could do it, but I didn't think it was going to be like to the T of like what I really desired. Like, I'm like, it was just like things, how he was handling me. It was just so magnetic. I tell him, it's like magic. Like, I can't really describe it, but I wasn't trying to get it off into all of that, I guess. But hey, somebody needs to hear it. Like, don't give up on yourself. Believe that it's your life. You can have what you desire. Like, Don't let other people come in your life and say, "Oh, you're never gonna have this," or "You're never gonna have that." People who say that are people who was never, how can I say, people that was never told positive, or nobody spoke life into their life. So they can't speak life into your life. You can only speak life into your life. And it has happened to me. Like, I've had people to tell me, "Oh, you'll never find love or whatever because you just too stuck. You're just gonna be by yourself." And I was like, "No, the devil is a lie. No, I desire love and I can have love." But the people who told me that were people who were in miserable relationships, in marriages or whatever, and look at a fucking mess. They wasn't happy with their life. And they didn't realize that they could tap and have a better life. It was just like, this is what it is. So, don't let people put those negative energies on you. When people start saying things like that, you come back and you speak life, and you let them know, "No, I shall have this. I have this," whatever that it may be. I have an abundant life. You a lie. Call them. I don't care who you are. That's how I am. Because if you bold enough to tell me some disrespectful stuff that's not gonna help me better my life, then yeah, I'm gonna have to give you a little 2 cents of my mind. That's just how I am. But yeah, and just think of it like this. The thing about going back to being a human being, the awesome thing about the beauty of being a human being is this: we're the only ones that can change who we are. A horse can't change from a horse. A zebra can't change its stripes. When you think of fruit, the seed that is placed in the ground, if you put down a seed of watermelon, it's going to produce watermelons, not grapes. That's the beauty of it. A cat can't be a dog. An elephant can't be a tiger. But the thing about being a human being is that you can change. You can morph into whatever it is that you desire to be. Today you may be a secretary, a receptionist, or a customer service rep. But within 6 months, you may be your own boss, and you just never know. That's the beauty of it. You can alternate. And the thing is that you can change your look. We can change our look. People get surgeries every day. Or, you want to get you a makeover. We're able to do those kind of things. So people are changing their sex from man to woman, from woman to man. Come on now. Like, that's how much of a powerful creators that we are. So we have to take our power and own our truth. What's your truth? What do you want to become? It's your story. Write your own script. That's the beauty of it all, So just start writing on paper, and it's like a step by step. Like, I sometimes you have to force yourself to get out of your comfort zone, because you just been there. Like I said before, you're there, but don't beat yourself and don't try to clutter everything at one time and like, well, my deadline this week. You put 5 things on that list. No, start off with 1 and say, well, you know what? Today, by 10 o'clock, I'm going to decide to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. Whatever that it is, Or you decide, well, you know what? I'm going to do 5 push-ups today. Whatever it is, like, start small and start building, because sometimes you could just get overwhelmed and not come back to it. But if you do little by little each day, you be proud of yourself. Like, for instance, make up your bed. That's the first start. Like, when you come home, like, you see your bed made up, like, I feel good. I feel good when I make up my bed. Like, I'm like, oh my God, oh, I'm so glad I made that bed up. It shifts my energy to a different level. So all I'm saying is that whatever it is, you can alternate. Like, well, I don't want to say alternate. Is that what I want to say? You could change who you want to be. And if you want to attract, start getting things together. Like I say, I feel like I'm rambling, but I know what I'm talking about. Back to the bed situation. Like, what's in your bed? Like, you got a queen or a king size bed, but are your pillows in bed? Are your notebooks in bed? Your remote in your bed? Your charger in your bed? How the hell you gonna try to attract a man, but you got all of this stuff in the space where the man's supposed to be? What is your closet representing? Your closet is all over the place. Do you got clothes on the floor? Is everything lining up? Or do you have space for him? Start creating that space. Start creating, having that, visualize man clothes there. Visualize that man laying in the bed with you. That, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to start moving things out the way. Start visualizing healthy things, whatever that it may be. Visualize him bring you breakfast in bed, feeding you strawberries, whatever. You writing your script. You're the creator, you the director. But yeah, it is early Tuesday morning, and I act like I don't have to go to bed, but I don't know, it's just on my heart to just bring that out. So open your hearts up, whatever that it is, whatever that's blocking you. Pray about it, write it down. Like I say, tear it up, fire it up, rip it up, throw it down the toilet, whatever that you may do. But pray about it and write it out. I think it's a powerful thing. Y'all probably tired of me saying that, but it's so true. And that's it for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the blackout conversation with me on Honor Your Truth. I want to hear from you guys. I will respond. Just know that we're in this together. Like, you're not alone. Don't ever feel like you're alone. If you want to reach out to me, inbox me personally, you could do that. If you don't want to put it on a page, and I will go to it, because usually I don't. But if you want to say, hey, check your inbox, or I need to just start going, I will, because everybody needs someone. And I just feel like sometimes life can beat you up, and sometimes life can really be a beautiful thing, but we're all travelers on this journey, and we're going to make the best of it, okay? So, like I said, I love you guys. Hopefully you guys have a great, not hopefully, I'm not going to say that, you guys we will have a great Tuesday. It has already begun. Okay, and I'm going to give me some rest.